It's worth coming here for this. I don't think I've ever said that about Brown Derby before.
Hello, everyone.
Princess the Bear here, and we're back at Hollywood Studios. It's time to return to Brown Derby.
We're over by Club 33 entrance, but we are going to the Brown Derby where they have a new seasonal menu.
I don't know if that menu is up yet, but we're gonna find out.
They did mention it on Disney Eats, so we're gonna go try all of the new things and see what is up.
Let's go eat.
Be sure to subscribe.
Here's the girl.
Now we have this beautiful bread that I wish we got everywhere, that we always get here at Brown Derby, that is vegan. And I'm just going to smother in this beautiful earth balance with some salt, because it's very rare when you get earth balance treated special. But this is a restaurant that will do it for you. Sourdough, tasty. Always go with earth balance butter. I wish every place had earth balance. With the salt, very delicious. 4 out of 5 breads. It gives good bread. I'd brag about this bread, but not to everybody, just a select few. It's not a public bragging of bread, just a small brag of bread.
I love the rolls here. They're always the perfect consistency. Nice crisp top, nice and soft. Look at that. Nice little bread break there. Look at that. Soft, warm inside. Fresh made bread. Not rolls bought, fresh made bread. The sea salt butter. The Princess Dollops. I'm always like a less is more kind of deal. And I didn't bring lactate and I don't want to die. So, there are reasons. That is the kind of roll that makes you forget you came here for dinner. You would think this is why you came here. The bread. It's so crispy. So warm. It's very inviting and homey. It makes us feel like a neighborhood restaurant more than like a upscale. We made this artisanal bread for you to eat. 4 out of 5 plus.
This seems to be my default whenever I come to Hollywood Brown Derby. I get the Pomegranate Whiskey Sour and then I sub the crown for Jameson to make it vegan. It's like one of my favorite hard drinks. It's a 4.5 out of 5 whiskeys. It's so fine.
Hollywood Brown Derby at least has always very good glasses. Very solid. Grips, a little indigence with your fingers. This is important. Especially when you've been drinking around Hollywood Studios all day. Don't let people get you fooled. Drinking around Hollywood Studios is an effort. Feels like a cocktail. Tastes like a cocktail. Ooh. Feels like a cocktail. Nice and light. All that cranberry and Jameson, they go well together. Wouldn't normally think cranberry and Jameson is like a regular drink, but mixed well, it does quite all right. Very relaxing. Not Santorini time relaxing, but relaxing. 3.5 out of 5 plus.
We have the Florida Collins. I don't know what Bear is getting me into, but it looks light. And it tastes like lemon. I don't know if Bear's gonna like this, but I do. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 Collins. It's a good, like, Florida summer drink.
It always gets me at Hollywood Brown Derby, the restaurant that's themed after California, how Floridian it is. The drinks are Floridian themed, a lot of the food dishes are Floridian themed. It's a California themed restaurant. It's the fusion of Florida and California, which I guess is pretty fitting for Hollywood Studios. Check out a Florida Collins. They're playing a Tom Collins, but with vodka. Very lemony. Ooh. It smells strong. Strong like Hulk. Ooh. wanted a drink you intentionally could not guzzle, this is it. It's basically soda water, vodka, and lemon. It's about, think of it as like the everyday person's seltzer with a kick. And you're like 75% of the way there with more lemon. 3 out of 5 plus. I don't hate it, but I probably wouldn't order it again.
Now we have this beautiful corn bisque with a corn fritter, so the fritters remain even though the risotto is gone. And I'm kind of excited to try it all together. So I'm gonna get, I'm gonna try and grab just a small amount of the fritters so Bear can have some too. With some of this corn and the veggies all together. You can't really see, but there's things in there. Oh, wow. It makes me corny. It almost tastes like a Mexican sweet corn. It's like a dessert. Very delicious. It's very corny. It makes me corny. It's gonna make you corny. I give it a 4 out of 5 corns. I'm excited to see if Bear feels corny after this, but I don't think he's gonna.
You know what they say, there's corn in them there hills. So this is an interesting soup. The nice little pour they did to sort of like show off the kind of the soup. I'm kind of impressed with how soup-like it is without adding any sort of dairy or anything else. Because it looks significantly thick. Thick with 3 C's. It's not a fistful of knobs, but I think it'll do. Try to get some of these greens. Look at that. That's the soup. It's a soup. Good soup. Now, it reminds me like less of a soup in its consistency and more of cream corn with stuff in it. Which I'm alright with because I do love cream corn. I'm one of those weird people. Candy corn, cream corn. I love the corns. It reminds me of the gutter. I love actual corn. It's nice and tasty. It's like a good appetizer. It whets the appetite. It makes me hungry. I think it's nice. I have something to say about, you know, the classness of bowls this large is a bit ridiculous. But the food is good. And honestly, at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. It's a solid 4 out of 5 plus. Here we have another piece of the summer menu, the crab Louie. It is a tower of crab with some like little crostini bread pieces in here, a little bit of salad on top, with a nice Louie sauce to sort of bring it all together. Now, I'm going to lift the top on this foodie convertible here. Got some avocado in here. You got the crab, Louie sauce, stuff here on the side. Let's see if I can get a piece of this bread out of here without destroying this tower. Now there's a huge piece of bread. Luckily it comes apart rather easily. And let's get the whole experience. We're gonna get some greens on top of here. Some kind of way. I'm gonna fork the avocado, get some of the crab on there. Give me a little bit of Louie sauce. Put that on top. Old crab cracker. Nice and tasty. I was worried the little toast was gonna be too hard. I don't want to get too hard like it cuts the roof of your mouth. This is when you're trying to chew something that's a bit softer in consistency, like crab and avocado, for instance. But honestly, it's the perfect level of toasting. Nice crisp outside, but the inside center is still soft. And you have the avocado and the crab. Now, if you avoid seafood because you're afraid of like that oceany taste, there's enough citrus to cut through that flavor that you're just tasting the crab, not the ocean while you're eating it. With the avocado and the Louie sauce, that is wonderful. This is nice. This is something, honestly, though, you should probably share. It's a pretty decent portion of crab all at once, but I like it. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 claws. I feel Louie, if that's a word. Probably not.
Now we have this beautiful shepherd's pie. We're gonna see how it compares to Rose and Crown and Raglan. I also got the wine pairing, but I'm gonna try it without the wine pairing first. And then, so here we go. Ooh. Lots of things happening in this bite. Let's see how it tastes. Okay. Flavorful. Non-alt meat. Veggie forward. Almost like a Pharaoh shepherd's pie. I'm really not mad at that. That's pretty tasty. Is it better than Raglan though? I'm unsure. I feel like they're kind of tied. But this is better than anything that Hollywood Brown Derby has offered to vegans. I think this is better than the vegan Salisbury steak. Some of you may remember that. It was a dream. This is better because it's not an alt meat. Let me try it with the veggies and then the gravy, and then I'm gonna pair it with some wine. Definitely not eating all this green. Yes, all right, there we go. I'm gonna eat this. So the wine pairing is a chef recommendation, and it really does help bring all of the flavors together. I think it's better with the wine than without the wine. With the wine, it's a 4.5 out of 5. Without the wine, it's like a 3.5 out of 5. It's still really tasty and gives Raglan a run for its money. But I still feel like Hollywood Brown Derby is struggling to find its identity. And it hasn't gotten there yet. But maybe it will one day.
I'm never going to say no to a different shepherd's pie in all of its sort of versions and amalgamations. This one goes more with the filling than sort of like mashed potatoes on top. I'm not really mad at that. I think of this nice helping of like baby corn and carrot puree and peas. It's more of like a almost deconstructed shepherd's pie than it is like the usual, like, let's throw everything in the tin, warm it, put some potatoes on top of it, and throw it in the oven sort of deal. But I like what they're going with it. Let's go ahead and get some of that. Let's get it by itself first. Nice flavor. The butteriness of like the butteriness for plant-based comes through in the potatoes very nicely. Got a nice chew and bite to it. Very good for a non-alt meat dish. Let's go ahead and mix in all the fixings because you need the peas and the carrots and sort of the gravy to make a good shepherd's pie. Look at a nice carrot puree there. I don't normally put mushrooms in my shepherd pie, but you know, try new things, they say. Try new things. Once you add all the veggies in, that's when you try to get this true savoriness of the shepherd's pie. You're getting like a nice like lentil bite, but it's missing some of the flavor unless you get like the carrot puree and the peas and everything else in there. Because I'm so used to having like all of that in like one pie bite. If you've never had shepherd's pie before, this is probably a good place to start if you're plant-based. You can see the sort of versatility of it, like how you can get different things in here and still get that flavor. This is one of the most inventive dishes they've had here. I have dumped horribly on a lot of the plant-based dishes that they've served up here at Hollywood Brown Derby, but this is ingenuity. I want to see more of this. This is a nice, non-all meat, plant-based dish, upscaled a bit. Think about like taking in video terms, 1080p footage and upscaling to 4K, somewhere in there. But you get like 2K. It has potential. Now, if I were to compare it to Raglan, that's hard because the Raglan's Plant-based Pie is immaculate. This is kind of close. 4.5 out of 5 plus. It's worth coming here for this. I don't think I've ever said that about Round Derby before. And here we come to the bare necessity of the entire thing. It's another one of the new summer items, a chicken and dumpling dish. 2 massive pieces of chicken. You got your dumplings in here. Well, unsuspecting against those are dumplings. We got some more shredded chicken here on the backside. It's very colorful. Then it's got like a sauce poured over top. You definitely feel like it's chicken and dumplings, not boats in the swamp. I compare a lot of things to swamp. That's a Floridian, I mean, I can't help it. Let's go ahead and cut some of this chicken here. Got a nice color to it. We get a lot of this sauce. We're gonna cut a piece of this dumpling here. And in the first shot, we're getting everything on the fork. I don't eat chicken and dumplings because I want chicken with dumplings. I get chicken and dumplings because I want chicken and dumplings. They're legitimately inseparable, like cow and chicken. I'm always worried, if not a little bit frightened, of chicken cooked at any sort of fine dining place, especially here, where I've gotten dry food before. Chicken is not dry. I will assuage those fears right away. Nice and juicy, very well seasoned on its own. The dumpling's a nice compliment. Now it's in a gooseberry jus, which is a very unique, like sweetening flavor to the chicken and dumplings. Not something I'm used to, so it's like a sweet and savory chicken and dumplings, and it works rather well. I was expecting like an overly large portion from like the photos I've seen ahead of time, but this is just about right, and it's hitting the flavors quite nicely. Usually when you come to a restaurant like this, the chicken dish is like the afterthought. It's like the cheap dish. People come for steak or the fish or lobster or any of the rest of those sort of things. Here, I think like the premier dish everybody's gonna order is probably gonna be the filet mignon, but this is not an afterthought. This is top tier chicken. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 claws. It's probably as positively as I've felt about Hollywood Brown Derby in a long time. If they continue stuff like this on a seasonal menu, I'll actually have to find more reasons to force myself to come back here. Not as much as Steakhouse 71/Wave. This is quite good. I was dreading this meal. I take all that back now. Hollywood Brown Derby, more like the Florida Brown Derby.
It was extremely tasty. I disagree with Bear's assumption, but Bear hasn't spent a lot of time in Hollywood, so I understand why he thinks that it's not a Hollywood Brown Derby.
Florida drinks, Florida dishes.
He doesn't understand.
Florida.
He doesn't understand. It's fine.
Florida.
It's fine.
You know what you guys think? Hollywood Brown Derby's sort of been like the redheaded stepchild to us restaurants here at Hollywood Studios, but I feel like this is lots of steps in the right direction.
Agreed.
Actual good plant-based option, actually a plant-based dessert. We weren't hungry, didn't get that. Good plant-based app. No complaints, and my food was great.
I think it was better than the Salisbury steak and the risotto that I had the last 2 times we were here. This is a win. And I think if you want to do fancy table service at Hollywood Studios, this is your one and only and decent option for food.
But given what you've seen and heard, I don't know what you guys think. Would you come here? Is this something that you think is worth your Disney dollars? Let us know in the comments below. If there's anything else you'd like to see us do, of course, the comments are always a good place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe. And if you don't, Bear's going to throw himself into Runaway Railway, no cap.
I was actually just thinking about climbing the Brown Derby sign King Kong style and swatting at flies or mosquitoes, but that works too. You heard the girl.